Hey, hello everybody. I'm Ahmad Awais. I'm an open sourcer. I love to create open source projects like this one, Corona CLI. I don't know about you, but I generally didn't really like the new design of GitHub repositories. I love the new refresh of GitHub, all these border radius thingies on everything. They look fantastic. But I generally don't like the new GitHub repository refresh. I don't know, it just feels odd to look at it. I think it a little bit feels like GitLab, which it shouldn't. I've gotten used to looking at the description of a particular repository up here, not here. But maybe these things are right. You can now see the sponsor this project links right when the README is here. So someone could go ahead and sponsor you. But I'm creating this video in sort of a feedback way, so I can kind of voice my concerns to the GitHub team. Doing a fantastic job, by the way. This is in no way, a criticism on them. But there are a couple things that I think that could be improved here. For example, if you scroll down here, you can see there are no packages available for this particular project, which is actually not true. Now that GitHub owns npm, and I never kind of published GitHub packages. I always publish packages on npm. What would be good is if GitHub wouldn't include this part if there is not a GitHub package related to a GitHub repository, or could generally go to an npm, or generally connected with npm. You see there is a package on npmjs.com called Corona CLI with the exactly same name. How about connecting these two and listing that package right here? And then I just don't kind of understand the reason behind why people who are using this project are listed before, who have actually built and contributed to this project. I think just mentioning the number of people who are using this project would be good enough, and maybe uplifting the contributors up here would be a great idea. And one more thing that I could think of is that this entire UI looks a bit clumsy. For example, let me just pull out the rulers here. For example, you see this is not aligned in any way. I think this should be at least up here, or something like this. Maybe drag this particular box up here so it aligns with this particular icon or whatnot. Let's see if I can do that to demonstrate it a little bit better. Okay, what are you? So is there a container class here somewhere? Should be, yeah. Container Excel. So if there's a container Excel, and if I use the same class up here, let's see what happens. Let me just add it here. Okay, now you see this is looking a bit better. It is actually aligned, and it makes a little bit more sense to look at a repository in this way. It would make a little bit more sense to have this a little bit more aligned. And if you don't want to do that, that's completely fine. What you can do is, instead of adding a container here, what we can do is remove the container from down here. You see how that looks. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this container Excel thingy from this. And this looks fantastic. Let me pull out the rulers here again. And there you go. It is looking pretty nice and pretty much aligned all the way. The README is a bit more wider. It has more space in, whatnot. So just do one of these things, maybe pull it out here a little bit, and then maybe add some padding here, or the container Excel here, or increase the width of the area below here. But make sure that this part is aligned, so it is a little bit easier on eyes than what it is right now. For example, let me just open it in another tab so we can do a side by side compare. So this is what it looks like right now, and this is what I propose it would look like. Huge difference. This this new design does not look well. The spacing is a bit weird. It's this core this core tab is hanging out in here, in the middle of nowhere. So that is pretty much about it. And that is pretty much about it. Thanks a lot, everyone who is working on GitHub, who is improving, and all the people who are improving GitHub all the way. I really appreciate all of you.